You started gathering materials to build one yourself. Much respect to you. Much respect to you. I love to hear that. I tell people this all the time, but the best solution to any type of suppression of anything is to get it everywhere. And the fact that people are already building these themselves, exactly what we want to hear. All power to you. You're from Denmark? Beautiful. International. That's what we love to see. What's up, Instagram? Thank you, Julian. My name is Julian, too. You love the invention? Thank you. You said the CIA is going to come? Look at me. I am the CIA. Hey, much love to India. What's up?
Bro. How are you, man?
I'm great. What about you?
Bro, that's calm, bro. Where'd you build it? Like, do you have any suspicions from your neighbors?
You know what's surprising? I've had explosions and fires, and my neighbors never had anything to say.
Like, nothing suspicious? Like,
No.
one cares?
No, nobody cares. They all respect what's being done.
Bro. That's not...
Yep. Never had issues with neighbors at all. But thank you for your question. Do you run all your microwaves from the same power supply? I did with Mark III. Mark V, they're going to run off of a generator. So, what's today's topic? We're just doing a simple Q&A. People come in, ask your questions. Education is the topic. Teaching people how this process works. Answering your questions about it. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
What's up?
What's your question?
How long did you take before you built the pyrolysis? How long did you take? Like,
well, I've been working on it now for 3 years, but every one of my individual machines took probably at most a month or so to build. Mark 4.5 will take the longest because it is going to be the biggest machine, but even at that, it's only going to take about a month and a half because I work on it every day religiously.
for real?
Yep, I go live every day showing people how me welding together Mark 4.5. You should tune in.
I thought it takes like a year.
No, it doesn't take a year to build. If you are truly ambitious and you just keep working on it every day, you can build it in a month or so.
Wow, that's very great. I love your idea, man.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you for your question. You have any other questions?
I just want to learn more from you. Maybe if you have a group, I might educate my younger ones that I need someone with more.
Well, if you are interested in a group, we do have a Discord server that you can join, a public Discord server. If you're interested in an actual group with me for actual education, that's the Trillionaires Club.
That's why I'm interested. You can educate me on a lot of things, you know. Minor things you might know that you think is minor might be a big things for me.
I understand, man, and look, I'm all about that because ultimately, it's all about education. If we teach people how to build these things, we inspire people, the whole world would change very quickly, overnight, just like that. Thank you for your question. I got to get on to the next people here.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate you. Makes sense. Is there any difference in the result from different plastics? Yes, for sure. Different plastics will yield different types of fuel products.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up?
Fucking respect the shit you're doing, man. Like, it's really ingenuitive. What do you think about, like, in terms of, like, accessibility? Like, for, like, just modern, like, general people out there? Like people like me who don't know anything about making an engine or taking apart a microwave.
Well, if I were just a general person, do you know how to weld?
No.
So if I were a general person, what I would do is I would not do microwave pyrolysis at all. Okay, it's you have to know how to weld for one, and then for two, it's just a lot of things behind it that you have to have certain expertise on. I'll just stick with regular pyrolysis. You could take a paint can, you could punch a hole through the top of the paint can, put you could solder on or even just screw on some type of brake liner pipe, and then you put plastic in, put the lid on, close it, heat up a fire under it, and then you're gonna see some after a while you'll see some white vapor come out the end of the pipe. You set that white vapor on fire, it will catch because that's crude oil vapor from that plastic. So that's the most simple way to do it. When I have my book release, I'll have some plans in there for a very simple machine people can build. But unless you are versed in welding, in electronics, even in microwaves, I really wouldn't recommend microwave pyrolysis. It's very complicated.
But it sounds like microwave pyrolysis is like something like they could probably make a huge contraption, right? Like, let's say a company. I'm surprised a company hasn't already gotten on this and like has tried to patent something.
Oh, they have. There are a lot of, well, not a lot, but there's a few microwave pyrolysis patents in the ethers, you could say. It's not necessarily about has a company heard about or trying to jump on. What it's been about is there's yet to be a design for microwave pyrolysis that has worked at a large industrial scale.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that would be ideal, right? It's just about like, I mean, I don't know your political affiliation, but you're anti-climate change at the very least, right?
I don't speak about politics.
Okay. Got you. But would you say you are pro or anti-policy that?
I'll say it like this. I don't believe that our most dire issue is or ever was carbon emissions. I believe that the actual greenhouse gases, methane and ethylene and such that come from when you just throw things in landfills in the ocean indiscriminately and lazily, those are the actual issues. But I don't believe that carbon, something that literally makes everything grow, is really an issue.
Can you get methane and those other like they're called like forever chemicals, right?
They don't really get out the air. They're not easy to get out. But carbon, you just plant a tree and it gets out. So I don't believe that's ever been an issue. I think that's just I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that. But I think that ultimately, plastic in the ocean is a far bigger issue than some CO2. I do think that there are certain things being said and things that are being propagated very much on purpose by certain industries, right, that are behind the scenes, behind the curtains, and perhaps these may be industries that you may not even think. Like, would you believe me if I told you that when the recycling boom happened, right, all of the recycling stuff about let's get rid of all this plastic, like they were lying, of course, they weren't actually recycling it, but they're like, we're anti-plastic, let's get rid of it. Guess who was backing all of that stuff? The same companies that made the plastic. Isn't that kind of weird? The same companies pushing it all out there are also the ones making this campaign. We hate plastic. Let's stop using plastic. Let's recycle everything. That's kind of like, some puppeteering, shall I say. And I think this stuff that we're just seeing now is the same thing, just to keep it on the outside level there. You have any other questions?
Is that kind of because like they're trying to put the onus on the consumer and not the?
Yeah, they're trying to blame us, the consumer, when how's it our fault when we pay for recycling and they take our recycle bin and throw it in the trash of the ocean anyway when we pay for it? Like, how's that our fault? It's not our fault. The truth of the matter is we tried our part.
Like, every person can't really. I mean, what you're doing is amazing because you're showing that like you can actually do this from home. You can convert plastic and stop that kind of pollution and turn it into something that does produce some carbon emissions, but it's reversible. But it's only like not everyone can do that, right? So like thinking about it, I mean, obviously you're serving your purpose and you're doing a lot, but thinking about expanding that and trying to make some sort of organization or company that is owned by the people that also can like organize management of that waste, gathering plastic and turning it into fuel and giving it to people. That's something that I don't know, probably would be good long term,
Yeah, I mean, I think that the best thing I'm doing now is showing how to build it on YouTube, so anybody that wants to can. Thank you for your question. I gotta get on to the next people. Appreciate you. That's why I just throw my trash in the sea. Gotta cut out the middleman. Oh, why did I end the whole Instagram live? Oops. Did not mean to do that. Yeah, I mean, they just lied to us. They say we recycle it. They don't recycle it. They just put it right in the ocean and landfill. They end up shipping it to Thailand or something, or countries in Africa, and it just ends up in a dump or in the river. It just ends up in the ocean. So it's like, why? They're just, like, it's just messed up, you know? You're playing on people's goodwill. People want to recycle. We don't want plastic pollution, but they're playing on that, making you pay for them to throw it in the ocean. That's pretty messed up if you ask me. That was my whole motivation to get into this, because I'm like, if they want to lie, and they don't want to be honest, I know it's illegal, but I'm going to do it right at my own house. I'll figure out a way to recycle plastic my damn self. Plastic waste, it's not waste. Plastic is not waste. Plastic is energy. Plastic is a solid form of crude oil. We don't have plastic in our ocean. We have fuel in our ocean in solid form. Next person in here. What's up, GCF Michi? What's up, Streets? No promo.
Yo, I have a question also. This is my second time. Are you not scared of like any like police?
No.
That's ballsy.
Well, what can I say? I have big balls. Thank you for your question.
Thanks to you.
If you ask that question again, these balls be going down your mouth. Okay. Next. Lamont. We're letting Lamont here. Lamont is not coming in. I'm not sure what's going on with the people on Instagram, but it is not letting them in. You said you smoke? Takes a different mind to come up with what you did. No, I don't smoke. Can you extract gasoline from styrofoam? Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
How's it going, my brother? I kind of did forget my question waiting on everyone else, but considering the fact that recycling is nothing new, it's literally in the name, recycling, plastic. Why is it, and I know you don't want to get political, but why do you think it is that we can redistribute the same plastic? Plastic isn't waste, of course, but why is it that we can put all of these funds and currencies into going out of space and exploring things that aren't really beneficial to our being on Earth, right? Why is it that we can't put that towards what you are already doing?
Well, it's not that we can, it's that we choose not to. It's the same reason why... Think about it. It's the same reason why people will spend X amount of money on a certain platform to, just for some instant gratification versus spending that money on some way to better themselves. Ultimately, we as humans like to do things that are exciting, and it may not be the most exciting thing to get rid of ocean plastic. It may not be the most profitable thing, but it's a lot more profitable to say, oh, let's go through this planet. Think about it. We've been doing this space travel stuff with billions of dollars of budget before we even discovered the bottom of our oceans. Clearly, our priorities are not actually on truly, what is the most intuitive next step for here on Earth, and rather just trying to do some other things, some virtual stuff, whatever they do, So I don't think it's a matter of we can. I think that it's just a choice not to, and that's why I said I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm not going to wait on somebody else.
Okay, and with that being said, I believe that they're doing that because the greed of currency, they make a profit off of not doing it, like you said. It's easier and more efficient to not do it, so that way, okay, well, there's a problem with fossil fuels. Well, let's not do what you're doing already and make a profit off of the marketing of not having the fuels.
Right. Thank you. Keep going for the rose, because think about it like this. If people don't know you can turn plastic into fuel, right? All this fuel in our ocean. Now they can actually say, we're having a gas shortage. Let's move the price up to $7 a gallon like it is in some states. And people really are like, oh, I guess we are having a gas shortage. But once people know, they're like, why don't you just go to the ocean and get the plastic there? You're lying to us. So they can easily make all these schemes or whatever they want to get money, get more money out by not solving actual problems. And in fact, it's rare that actual problems are solved for the sake of money, because usually there's no money in solving real problems. I am, however, challenging that because I'm going to utilize a technology that will make it profitable to clean up plastic waste.
Okay. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And I respect whatever you're doing. I like to continue the journey with you. To whomever may be joining his live in the future, please do not waste his time. Very intellectual young being. God bless you, man. Hopefully everything is well with you.
God bless you as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. The bacteria it takes to turn plastic into oil does not exist yet. There's some that could turn some, like for example, there's some bacteria or like it's a worm or something, and also a fungus too, that can extract styrofoam and break down styrofoam, biodegrade styrofoam. But you know how much plastic is in styrofoam? So, and also it takes a long time too. How long does a fungi take to grow? I mean, I know they grow quick, but still, like for a fungi to eat a whole piece of styrofoam, it's going to take it a few weeks, right? Versus put it in my reactor, give it an hour, it's destroyed for good, and there's no microplastics, there's nothing, like it's just completely been degraded. And it will never come back either. It's a permanent chemical change in 1 hour.
How's it going, brother?
Hey, I'm doing great. What about you?
Fantastic. So I'm here in my lab. I have some 3D printers. I want to ask you some stuff about turning algae or seaweed into filament, so that way you can use plastic, convert it into gasoline like you're doing, and also eliminate production of plastic, because I also think that needs to be a big thing in the world. If we could get rid of it and solve these problems, we also have to have an alternative while we're going and making fuel like you're doing. So do you know anything about that, or do you have any expertise basically?
No, I'm not really versed on the whole turning seaweed into film. But of course, I know that they make plastics out of like corn and stuff. So, you know, there's a big industry of being able to make degradable plastics out of things from nature like that.
Yeah, you want to see what's up, Tim? I'm in the Discord right now. That's a fan.
NatureJab.
What's up? What's up?
Dude, I'm a big fan.
Hey, I appreciate your support. I'm never gonna get the message, to be honest. There's too many. You gotta email me.
Hey, well, you have a good one, man.
Hey, you as well. Take care.
Yep.
God bless. God bless. And you know, this guy said he was a 3D printer. Like he has a 3D printer. There's a lot of waste in 3D printers. Like a lot of the scrappings or whatever. They're plastic. And guess what? Put it in my machine. You know, when they make the plastic wraps and stuff for like packaging, there's a lot of waste. Little shreddings and stuff. Guess what? Put it in my machine. You see, there's so many places where plastic is just, you could say, just wasted, that we can actually handle with this machine. The efficiency really do be stopping us. Yeah, ultimately it's a choice. It's been a choice this whole time. Hello, are you here? Nature, you only wear suits when not working on 4.5? Yeah, I'm not going to get my suits dirty. I don't think this guy is here. I'm not going to get my suits dirty, and there's no point in wearing suits when I'm working on it, because the main piece I want you to focus on is the machine. But when I'm speaking and I have a message I want to convey, I want to look professional when I'm giving my message, because I'm giving a professional message. We got a universe from Minyo on TikTok. Thank you so much, Minyo, for your donation. I appreciate you so much. Your contribution to Earth history and humanity. Do your neighbors contribute plastic to your creation? They will with Mark 4.5. Up to this point, have not had enough or a big enough machine for that. But Mark 4.5, with it being continuous too, I will have to take my neighbor's plastic. I will have to. Anybody that does want to contribute to the project, we do have the Cash App and Venmo pinned in the chat. I appreciate any and all donations to the project. It all goes to Mark 4.5. I saw the next person in here on Instagram. I tried to let in Lamont Young. It did not let you in. I'm not sure what was going on there, so we'll go on to Echo Motors. Is it only plastic or any petroleum-based product? Any petroleum-based product would turn into fuel.
Hey man, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, I was just commenting saying that our car company and stuff we're working on right now, would definitely think it'd be cool to like collaborate or something in the future.
You have a car company?
Yeah, Motors.
Okay, and what do you guys do?
We're basically trying to keep kind of gasoline alive a little bit as long as we can. But it's mostly a lot of hyper sports kind of cars.
Hey, well, you know what? Look, your mission lines up with my mission pretty much. I mean, because here's the thing, right? I'm not going to claim any side, but I will say this. If people want to drive gas cars, let them drive gas cars. If people want to drive electric, let them drive electric. There's a better way to do everything. Electric isn't 100% clean. Electric is even 50% clean with where the batteries come from, right? So, I mean, let alone that the electricity from the plants is actually run off of natural gas or coal, right? But anyways, with gas cars, this is a viable solution to allow gas cars to stay in market completely.
It is. It really is.
Because we can turn plastic into fuel, and now when you drive your car that's running off of gasoline, you paying for that fuel are literally contributing to plastic being cleaned up out the environment.
I would also love in the future to like do like ocean cleanup projects and stuff to be able to also, you know, provide that kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know if I sent you a DM yet, but I know I obviously followed you and everything. So I definitely would like to talk you know, more about it and like, you know, give more of a background about like, you know, where we're coming from and everything. So it'd be really cool, man. I think
For sure. Yeah, you got to send me an email, business@naturejab.com. I get too many DMs. I probably won't see it, just being honest with you. But
I understand.
yeah, sounds good, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate what you're doing. And you take care and have a blessed night. Let me catch up on the Facebook here, guys. Can you do a backflip? I saw a few comments on other platforms asking me to do a flip. What is it about me wearing an all-black suit with glasses where everybody's asking me to do flips? Because this has never happened before. Daniel Smithson. Daniel Smithson is, he said he is a veteran. Hey, thank you for your service, truly. He said, I think you're awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. I was discovered by the DOD because of reincarnation. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. The Department of Defense, you see that they discovered you because of reincarnation? When is Mark 4.5 going to be ready? Mark 4.5 is going to be ready, I reckon by either the end of next month or early April. Do I do my own hair? Yeah. Next. Moses West plus NatureJab. Hey, I agree. Definitely would love to collab with Moses West. What's up, Joshua? What's up, John on TikTok? Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, buddy? Get in from Australia.
Hey, much love to Australia.
It's a different world out here. I think we're designated to be a dumping ground for fossil fuel machines. So we got massive plastic problem around the world. That's a cool thing. I think about what you're doing is we're gonna just have fucking plastic for generations to come, man. So the sooner we can get these systems up and running and not waste anything, I totally agree with working with plastic and reusing. It's just gonna end up with all this nanoplastic dust everywhere. So all the power to you, man. I wanted to say a cool line that one of my mentors told me about energy and why they use the word power, because those who control it keep the power. So, man, if you can keep doing what you're doing and open sources to the world, we're all behind you, brother. Keep it up.
Absolutely, man. Much respect to you and much love to Australia. We're going to get rid of all this crikey plastic, aren't we?
Friday.
the goal is to open source this, guys. I mean, I already open source it because I'm showing you how to build it. I already showed how to build it on my YouTube channel, right? I already have videos of how to build it. And when I make my book, I'm going to put some blueprints in the book on how to make it. So it's already open source. I just have a patent pending on my machine nobody's seen yet. But all my previous machines, build it to your heart's delight. I don't care. I encourage you. Well, I'm not going to say I recommend it because it's dangerous. But if you do decide to go down that path of building a machine, you have my respect. You have my empowerment. We are doers. We are doers. John said, nice pocket square. Thank you, John. I just want to see you use the gasoline more. Yeah, once we built Mark 4.5, it's going to produce more gasoline than any other machine. So we're going to, for sure, we're going to do a lot of things. I want to, like, collab with race cars and stuff. And, yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. I thank you for your intelligence. Thank you, Mika. Fueled by plastiline. Oh, yeah, you're fueling the water generators with plastiline from Moses West. I was wondering why YouTube had 0 people in it. I had the live stream on private this whole time. How much fuel does 4.5 produce when done? We're going to have to see. Why is it not letting somebody else in on the Instagram? Mark said, I can't wait for Mark 4.5 to be done. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Can you add me? Yeah, I'll add you, Finch to be. Say you're beautiful for real. Well, thank you, Angry Trisket. I appreciate the compliment. Hello?
Hey, it's me again from yesterday, and I have a quick question.
Hey.
What mark will you ever stop at? Like Mark 10, Mark 11? Like, what mark will you stop at?
Here's the thing, right? Once you get to a certain point, it isn't even really considered a mark anymore. Because the mark is kind of more of a prototype phase, right? So, the last mark will be the mark before we go into manufacturing. Meaning, basically, up to the point where, like, I'm still kind of building these, and it's not just being built by, like, robots. And then sold to people and shipped to people, right? At that point, it's not really a mark anymore. It's just the reactor at that point. So I would guess we probably get up to, at most, Mark 7. And then Mark 7 would definitely be the last. But it could just be Mark 5 could be the last mark. But we'll have to see.
And 2 more questions.
Yeah.
So like, are you still in like the prototype phase right now? With the turning gas into diesel?
I am still in the prototype phase. I've only built 5 machines up to this point.
And also, when you're not in your prototype phase, how many more microwaves will you be adding? Like, I know when it's become Mark 5, and you're adding 12 microwaves when you're not in your prototype phase, and like actual people are building it. How many microwaves will you be putting into more marks? That's
a great question. And once we're out of the prototype phase, instead of using more microwaves, we'll be using really, really powerful ones. So we won't even need as many. But if the machine is huge, then of course we'll need a lot. So that's kind of a question that we'll have to see when we get there. Because right now, I'm using microwaves from microwave ovens, right? Like home microwave ovens. They're kind of weak compared to what they can be. But once you have enough money to get the really powerful ones, a single one of those is worth like 20 home microwave ovens in just one little microwave producer. How old are you, by the way?
I'm actually 12.
You're 12, asking questions like this.
And I've been watching you for a while. And also, what's the first question? Oh, well, I forgot it. But thank you for letting me join again.
Well, absolutely, and I'd like to let you know you are very smart, and yeah, you're going to be a trillionaire.
Thank you.
All right, you take care. Stay blessed.
God bless you.
You as well. You said let you in. All right, I'll let you in, Dylan. That's crazy. He's 12. Oh, great. The Instagram went out. You guys know what this means. I gotta reset it if I want to let anybody else in. I love what you're doing. We started a nonprofit and share natural building techniques across countries. We are nomadic architecture. We would love to collaborate with you and help support your mission. We are a 501c3. We'd love to help in any way we can. James Sledge on Facebook, please send me an email. We will discuss that. I'm interested in your nonprofit. So please send me an email at business@naturejab.com and we will discuss that. Guys, I'm going to restart the Instagram live here so that way I can let you guys in to talk. So give me 1 second here. What will you do when the world turns to clean energy? That's the question I get. What clean energy? Tell me what clean energy, because if you're gonna, don't tell me that what you mean by clean energy is the world is 100% electric cars, because with every electric car you have to have a power plant, and every power plant is ran off of natural gas or coal, and then for every electric car you got to have the big dump trucks to collect all the lithium that's being slave mined to take it up to the factories, right? And then when you have that, those dump trucks probably won't be electric anytime soon because those dump trucks are so big, they drink gallons of diesel like almost every second, pretty much. So I don't think there's any time soon the world will be 100% clean fuel, you could say. And even when it is, guess what? We could just run the machine off the fuels that it makes. Call it a day there, because just because we're running off of 100% clean fuels, does that justify polluting our whole planet with ocean plastics? Just because we have 100% clean fuels? No. In fact, if we have 100% clean fuels, we should especially be dealing with the ocean plastics. In my mind, that's how I see it. So I don't think that's a good debate at all, because you guys need to remember, we are getting rid of plastic waste, and a byproduct of doing so is that we're getting fuels out of it. It's not the other way around. When the goal is not to make fuel, the goal is to get rid of plastic waste. We just happen to be making fuel in a very, very efficient way. So I don't care really what the world does. We should never just have plastic waste all around the place. With all the technology we have, it's unjustifiable in any regard. So anyways, let me restart the Instagram live so I can let you guys back in. Is it safe what you're doing? No, it's not safe. That's why I don't tell people to do it. I've had things explode, catch on fire. I've been shocked a few times by the electronics. So it's not safe at all. And that's why I don't tell people to do it, because it's only a matter of time. If everybody tries to do microwave pyrolysis, it's only a matter of time before somebody ends up very much hurting themselves in a way that is not recoverable. And I don't want that to happen. So that's why I tell people, if you're going to build one, build a regular pyrolysis machine. Don't build a microwave pyrolysis machine, especially to start, because it's just so dangerous. But if you want to, you have to watch my YouTube videos so you know how to do it safely. Because I've gone through explosions and fire, so I've learned what not to do. How has the government not captured you yet? Because I am the government. Look at me. Thank you for the badge, Big Philly. Big Philly on the Instagram. I appreciate your contribution to the Project Earth and history. All your donations go to Mark 4.5. Thank you so much. I tried to let in No Life, did not work. Let's let in Zay. What's up, Mushy Man 3? Or Mushy Man 3? No audio? You know, how in the world did the audio go out on Instagram? What in the world? So I have to restart the live again. Great. Yep, the audio went out completely. Oof. My followers are going to hate me because this is like the third time I've gone live back to back. Spamming, blowing them up with notifications. Yeah, sometimes weird things happen to the live streams. Very weird things. What's up, you Rex? I'm not sure what happened last live stream why the audio went out. I don't know what's going on. Instagram does weird stuff to me all the time. You know, I'm not going to go into these types of things, but I just am saying, guys, that sometimes we go live and some really weird things happen. What's up?
What's going on, man? So, I'm from Georgia. I believe you are too, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Anyways.
Your audio went out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I had a question on like what type of microwave systems would be used in a high power like version of this.
So ultimately, what produces microwaves are called magnetrons, right? We get these magnetrons from home microwaves. They consume about and produce about 1 kilowatt hour output, or 1,000 watts, right?
Yeah.
So when we have 3 in one machine, that's 3,000 watts, right? There are magnetrons at the industrial level where an individual magnetron will put out 20,000 watts. So that means it's the equivalent of 20 of those ones we're getting from the homemade microwaves. So when we have that much power, you only need a few. You only need like 4 or 5 of those even for a huge machine, like 1 per section pretty much. So I don't know how many we're going to have because it depends on how big the machine is, but those are the type that we're going to use, the big boys. But those are so expensive too, like a single one might be $20,000, let alone the power supply.
Yeah. So if you're using three of them in like the production machine, how much power do you need to input into the device just for those alone?
So if let's say we're using 3 that were 20,000 watts each, that's 60,000 watts, which I believe, let me see what that translates to 60.
Voltage.
I'm talking kilowatt hours.
Yeah. Okay.
So that translates, because that's just divided by 1,000. So 60,000 divided by 1,000 is should be able to just do that in my head. Yeah, it's 60, right? So that's 60 kilowatt hours. So every hour you're consuming 60 kilowatt hours. So you got to do the math, whatever that is in your state. But usually, let me see what the average kilowatt hour is. Let's say the average kilowatt hour price in Georgia, because we're both in Georgia, is 14 cents a kilowatt hour. So that means every hour this machine is going to cost you $8.40 to run. But then in return, not only are you getting rid of plastic waste, but you're making fuel products also on the other end. And with that much power, you're going to be making a ton of fuel products every hour.
Yeah. So it's really not like it's a problem of how much fuel can you get within that hour to see.
Yeah, if it can offset the $8, right? Because that's the goal. And ultimately, I mean, we've already seen with Mark IV that we've already done that. We've already exceeded the cost to run the machine. So, like for example, in Mark IV, right? We put in 25 kilowatt hours of electricity, and then all of the energy products combined at the end, we're getting 48.8 kilowatt hours out. That's just energy speaking. We're not talking money-wise, because you just remember, money-wise, there's money in dealing with plastic waste, right?
Yeah.
Let alone the products we get on the other end.
Yeah. So are you able to use a 110 volt generator to power your reactors right now?
We definitely want to use 120. I mean, not 120, but 220. We definitely want to use 220, and then since the magnetrons in the US operate off of 120, we can just convert that 220 to 120, because the amount of magnetrons that we're going to be pulling off of a single generator, it'll be too much for a 120 port.
Yeah, because if you're pulling them from the standard microwave ovens now, if you have 3 of them hooked up to one system, especially on like a house, that would blow like the current breaker system, wouldn't it?
Right, we're gonna need big breakers, 30, 50 amps at the low end. So I'm gonna have to end up getting 2 big generators. Like, these are big generators that they have 50 amp breaker ports and 30 amp breaker ports. So that way we can run all 12 of the magnetrons. So it's the equivalent of turning on 12 microwave ovens at once.
Yeah. So for the production build, do you plan to, it's like a kit that people can buy and assemble?
No. No, it's gonna just be like when we do have the actual production of it, it's just gonna be sold to like the whole machine will be sold to small and large businesses.
Okay. So you're not going to include a consumer version?
No, it's not possible. Look, you can't even make your own moonshine at home. You think they're gonna let you make your own gasoline at home? No way. There's no chance. Now, I look. I've made YouTube videos. I've made guides. I'm gonna write a book and put blueprints in there. On if you want to make one, you can. But you know, I don't recommend it for one, and it's definitely not legal. But if you want to make one, you sure can. I built it in my backyard, so you can too.
That's like your idea of open sourcing, to provide everything the consumer needs, all the knowledge
to build it, not the actual thing, because that's how you get in big legal trouble. I can't even say that I recommend you build it. I can't say go build it, but I can say if you choose to, I will provide you with all the resources to do it safely. That's all I can really say on that one. Thank you for your questions.
No problem, man.
Appreciate you, and you stay blessed.
All right, you as well.
Yeah. Oh, I saw somebody said, they said 14 kilowatts. Yeah, that's about how much electricity is going to be in Mark 4.5. That's if we run 12 at once. We're going to put 12 magnetrons on there, 12 magnetron mounts. Now, will we ever turn on 12 at once? Maybe a few times. I think 12 is overpowered, personally. I don't think we'll ever need all 12 on at once. When I built Mark 4, we had mounts for up to 6. I only ever turned on, well, I turned on 5 at one point. I never turned on all 5 for most runs because it was too much. Like, we didn't need that much power. But we'll see. Like, I'm going to put 12 mounts on Mark 4.5 so we could do a crazy ultimate test run where we just put in as much power as possible. But I think that the average run of it will be 8 to 9 because Mark 4.5 is about 3 times the size of a Mark 4, and Mark 4 only needs 3. Hey, it's you again.
Hey.
Hey, I like the suits.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, like, can you like make it go directly to an engine?
You can just take lines, and like plumbing lines, like hoses, and just have the hoses go right into an engine as the fuel is being produced. And then that engine can generate electricity to run the machine itself.
So you said you like built it into a car?
Could you build it into a car? Here's the thing, right? The machines are pretty big. If you've seen what I've been building, Mark 4.5, it's like the length of a car itself. So it could be possible to do this, right? You could have a machine on a trailer that is then being hooked to your car. You could do that.
It's a better Tesla.
A better Tesla. Hey, I like the suits, guys. You guys look sharp. And great questions, by the way. Very, very intelligent question. How old are you guys?
14 and 12.
Hey, I love to see it. At the end of the day, it really warms my heart to see people as young as you guys truly getting into something really good for the Earth environment. So I'm very glad that you're a part of this journey.
Thank you. You should try to do a collaboration with Team C's.
Team C's, hey, I would love to. We will. That'll be coming soon. So.
The car company.
Yeah, exactly. Because look, the collaboration opportunities are endless, pretty much. Because I mean, once people see this works, everybody's gonna want to collab, especially the ocean cleanup projects. So thank you guys for your great questions, and yeah, you guys stay sharp. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I always love to see that. I always love to see young ones being a part of the journey. Because, I mean, look, like I said, I built this at 17. I'm 20 now. 12 and 14, what are they going to do? What are they going to do in the next 2 years, 3 years? Come on now. Come on now. So that's absolute respect. And they're dressed like G's as well. I've seen a guy using their tire grinders for rubber. Thank you, Latif, for the roses on TikTok. I appreciate you. Oh, we got some people in the YouTube. What's up, Source West None? This is the paradigm shift Mother Earth needs. Also, there are lifelong saving skills that cannot be taken away. Exactly. This is so much deeper than just a machine that we're doing here. People need to understand this is so much deeper. This technology is not just a machine. This is something about expanding people's minds. Because now you will never see waste the same way when you know that there's a process to not only turn plastic, but any waste back into energy, what it was. We always knew everything is made of energy. The law is, it's a law. Everything is made of energy. But it was always a matter of, well, okay, so what? Everything's made of energy. What does that even mean? Who cares? But now there's something we can do with it. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
What's your question?
When and how do you plan on selling your fuel in the future?
So, when is not going to be until we are at a big production facility, no longer in the prototypes. And how? I'll be selling my fuel to refineries, and I'm not going to sell it to people because that's a very, very long legal process to go through. These refineries like BP, Shell already been through that. I just give my oil to them, they refine it and put it in their pumps. Easy. That's it. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
A law of conservation. Yeah, I forget which law it was exactly, but we all know everything has energy in it. Duh, right? But it was always a matter of, well, we know that, but what can you do with it? But now that you know that you can actually extract the energy from anything that once was living, including plastic and anything that comes from crude oil, food, clothes, your mind is now open to a new realm where of how you see everything. Reverse engineering, like your mind just opens up to a whole nother level. So when I say that, that's why I say this is more than just building a machine. This is deeper than that. This is going to move humanity to the next step. That's why on the website it says the next step for humanity. What's up?
How you doing?
Hey, I'm great. What about you?
I'm good. I'm working on my machine right
Thank you, Latif. You're working on your machine?
now. Yes, sir.
Is it running right now?
No, it's currently not running. I was running it, and then I had went back to fix a weld, and it burned through the metal. So
Wait, can I see your machine? Can I see it?
I'm live? No, I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries at all. I understand any type of confidentiality completely. Is it microwaves?
No, currently it's not, but I do plan on when I get the money to, it will be converted over to microwaves.
All right, when you go to the microwaves, please watch my YouTube videos of the construction. And if you have questions, email me and I will help you out. I will help you out if you email me, any type of questions you have along that process. It is, you need to be careful. There's a lot of electrocution risks and such, but I have absolute faith in you and what you're doing and respect to you for taking on this project.
Thank you.
And also, when it comes to it, you can also just go to your scrapyard and see if people throw away microwaves, and then you can get them for mad cheap. Or $0.
Yeah, so the part of Georgia I live in, there's no really junkyards or scrapyards around me. But there's a lot of construction zones. So actually today, when I found this propane tank, one of the construction guys had already used it all up. So I just asked if I could, take it off his hands, and then he said sure. So we're perfect.
Okay, well, that works out. Look, secondhand as much as you can because it just saves tons of money. And usually with what you're doing, when you have to weld stuff and modify it anyway, it makes no difference, Like if you find a piece of rusty sheet metal to make your waveguides out of, I've done that many, many times. As long as it doesn't have holes in it, it's that bad rusted through, right? You grind off the rust, make the waveguide, who cares, right? What are you using to weld? What process?
Same you're using, which I'm pretty sure it's called TIG, if I'm not
No, so is it a little gun?
like it doesn't use argon.
So you're using flux core. It comes out of a gun, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're using flux core. That's what I use too. Flux core. You got to make sure you keep the feed of your wire pretty far from the metal, so that way you don't get holes forming in your welds. Because when you do transition to microwaves, you want your welds airtight, because microwaves heat up the plastic so quickly that it creates kind of some pressure, and if you have little pinholes in your welds, it will leak.
Okay.
All right, man. But like I said, respect to you. I appreciate what you're doing with absolutely. And if you have questions with the microwaves, send me an email, business@naturejab.com, and I'll be happy to help you out and advise you on the path to go. But you have to watch my YouTube videos on my construction playlist, okay? It's on YouTube. Construction playlist. Go on YouTube, NatureJab. My construction playlist shows you how I built my microwave pyrolysis reactors, and it will help you so much in knowing how you need to build yours and how to stay safe doing it too. So thank you, man.
Thank you.
Look, guys, I tell you guys this every live stream, okay? Every live stream, because people always want to talk about safety. People have seen what I'm doing and have already been inspired enough to start building it themselves. If anything were to happen to me, somebody else they already have machines. They're already building their own plastic to fuel machines with microwaves, because all they needed to know was that it was possible to do at home. See, it's like when the first person ran like the 6-minute mile, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, you can run 6-minute mile? I'm running at 5. I'm running at 4." Like, once people know that it could be done, they just do it, because we already knew about pyrolysis, turning plastic into fuel. But then it was like, okay, can we do it at home though? Okay, yes we can. We can do it at home. But then it became, can we do microwave pyrolysis at home? Which up to that point had always been only done in scientific labs with a huge budget. As far as I know, and I'm not trying to brag when I say that, I'm just speaking out of fact. As far as I know, have been the first person to show how to build it at home, okay? On the internet. Now, maybe there was somebody else before me. I'm not trying to take credit if there was somebody, but I've done a ton of research. When I was building mine, I didn't find anybody else. And microwave pyrolysis is so much more efficient. It actually has potential to truly change the earth. So now that people know that it can be done, people will do it. So if anything were to ever happen to me, somebody else will come along. They'll be the next person, whatever their name might be. Their name might just be the Jab. Okay? You finished the weld. I had to go to work, so I couldn't watch the rest. Yes, Christopher, I finished. Well, I didn't completely finish the weld. We did the first 3 welds, which are the most important. We finished those. They all turned out well. We got 3 more welds to do on top of those welds. Those are just kind of the securing. We call those the caps. They really are. They're not necessarily for even strength at this point, or even for airtightness, but they're just for if there are any holes that you don't see, they'll just pretty much smooth it out. Guarantee that it's airtight pretty much. And after that, Christopher, we got a load on the manway. When the manway gets here, it still hasn't even been shipped from China yet, so who knows how long that thing's going to take. We got other things to do in the meantime anyway, so yeah, but I tell you guys that all the time. You guys said that guy was capping. Well, let me tell you, I have had some people actually email me their machine, and they showed me a video of it running and stuff. And I've seen YouTube videos of people building these machines, and they're like, "I'm gonna build a microwave one next because you inspired me to do this." So look, I know that most of it is not gonna be broadcasted, but trust me, you give it a couple years, a few years after I go industrial with mine, you'll start to see these pop up everywhere, because I already know people that are building these, just like I have, in the background. Where did you learn how to weld? I learned how to weld at a welding school, junior, senior year of high school.
What's good?
What's up? What's your question?
I really have more praise for you than a question. I just want to be honest. Because, brother, see what you're doing. I know you have a lot of people he praise upon you, but I just want to let you know. To see what you're doing, see the confidence with what you do it, the way that you carry yourself, you inspire people from your age group, below and above. So that's number one. And my question would be, what environment, as best you can divulge without giving away your personal stuff and doxing yourself, what environment did your folks sit around? I've long since been on the path of feeling like we as a whole, as a society, and then specifically us as Black men, need to get back to making things and doing things. What environment did your folks create, or what environment did you grow up in that kind of inspired this? Was it one that you broke away from, or one that sort of nurtured it in you. And I'll listen.
All right. Walkhart, thank you for the badge on Instagram. I appreciate you so much for your contribution to Earth history and humanity and to Mark 4.5. To answer your question, I would say this right here. My environment growing up was very, I guess you could say, encouraging. I'll tell you this. Thank you, Alexander, for the heart on TikTok. So when I was growing up, I loved building. I used to build Lego blocks all the time and stuff, right? And since my parents knew that, they would always get me Lego blocks for my birthday, for Christmas, whatever. They put me in Lego camps, right? When I got interested in building other things, they put me in robotics camps, right? So, like, what was happening was whenever I would express passion in something, they would focus on that and support me, back me through it, right? So every time in my life, when I expressed, I like building, I like electronics, they helped me, they back me, right? I built my first computer when I was like 12 or something. They helped me, get the money for that. And so what happened was, all this whole reactor came from welding class, knowing how to weld, right? And I'll tell you, my mom was the one who pushed me into welding class because I was in high school. I hated it so much. And I was like, I want to drop out because I don't need school. I'm just going to start a business. And she was like, you're almost there, because I was a sophomore. I had 2 years left. And she was like, you're almost there. You can you can do this welding program. You spend half the day at school, half the day at welding, okay? And then you get to learn how to build with metal. Use your hands. It's like Legos in real life. And I was like, I don't even know what welding is. Let's do it. So she encouraged me to sign up, went to welding class, right? And that's what started this whole thing off. Thank you, Walkhart, for another badge on Instagram. I appreciate you so much. That started this whole thing off because now that I knew how to weld, when I did find out about the process of pyrolysis, turning plastic into fuel, you have to build these things out of metal. I already knew how to weld. I already knew metal. I knew the game. So it was like, okay, let me just build it. It wasn't like, oh, crap, I can't do that. I don't know how to weld. I don't know what a welder is. I don't even have a welder, right? I already had access to all of that. So I think that I would say the number one thing that allowed me to get to this point where I am is because my parents have always backed me when they've seen me be passionate about something. Because when you're passionate about something, you're going to put your soul and your spirit into that. Walkhart, thank you for another badge. I appreciate you so much.
Real quick before you move on to other people, with respect to building things and the inspiration to build things and use your hands and use your ingenuity and your innovation, I do believe that, less rappers, be rappers, cool. Less, TikTok stars, be TikTok stars, cool.
Look, this person said it perfectly in here. He just said, we need a culture shift from consumption to creation. That is on the nail.
So thank you so much for your time, brother. Keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. You too, and great question. I want everybody to thank Walkhart in the chat because Walkhart has donated so many badges in the past just minute there of me talking. Thank you so much, Walkhart, truly. But yeah, we need that culture shift. Listen, here's the thing, right? Okay, let me tell you guys something. Right now, what are we all on? We're on social media. Okay? Social media right now. I have 3 videos on TikTok with over 10 million views. TikTok is specifically designed in America to make you stupid and docile and to push nonsense degeneracy in your mind that just rots your brain. And yet I have had 3 videos blow up on that platform that are educational, teaching people things that open their mind. We are all on social media right now, but we're all learning something. Clearly, we don't have to conform to what the game is and what it has been. We can change the paradigm. Your attention, where you put your attention, where you choose to be intentional about your intention, is going to ultimately open the doors to changing the whole game of the world. Every social media should be educational because look at what it's allowing us to do right now. On one end, it's allowing people to destroy themselves with instant gratification and whatever they do, whatever weird stuff they do on the virtual world. But on the other hand, it's connecting us all around the world right now to learn one of the most important things that we need to learn in the whole history of the world right now. Walkhart with another badge. Thank you so much, Walkhart. I don't even know how many times to say thank you. Like, seriously, I appreciate you so much for your contribution to the project. It means so much to me, Walkhart. Thank you. We are right now, we're on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're on almost all the social medias, all right? A good chunk of them. And we are flipping the game. We are alchemizing what it was created for. It was created to destroy our minds and destroy our attention spans, and we're doing the exact opposite. We go on these live streams, we educate people, we quiz them, and most people get the quiz answers right because I threaten them with me putting my balls in their throat. But they get the quiz questions right because they're actually interested in this actual education. It's a break. It's a relief to see finally somebody that actually has a platform is doing something right with it and not just something stupid, right? Not just some degeneracy like everybody else. I say this every live stream, but we are in the place of the world right now where it is not cool anymore just to be rich or just to be famous. You have to do something right for humanity in the world, genuinely from your heart now. That age of just being famous and being cool and being rich and being cool is over. There's too many rich people. There's too many millionaires, right? Too many rich people. We need people that actually are genuine about doing good for Earth. And that's what it is. We got a badge again from Walkhart. Walkhart, thank you so much again for another badge. Let me know the next person here, guys. But that's what we're all about. We're all trillionaires, okay? We're already rich. We don't need to be any more richer, okay? What we need to now better humanity and all of Earth. What's up?
How you doing? I just wanted to come on here real quick because I've been watching your journey for like a minute now. And you said that you were 20 years old.
Yes, sir.
That's incredible. I'm actually 23 years old. But I just want you to just keep up the good work that you're doing. Hello.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, you take care. I saw somebody say, but we can be rich and be good. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the Trillionaires Club. The whole point of the Trillionaires Club is to say, we are going to attain wealth inside and out, but we're going to prioritize our internal wealth and growth first, so that way we have a strong mind, body, spirit foundation to where when we do get big and have money come to us, we don't just sell out. We don't just sell our soul. Okay? I've had millions of dollars come across my desk. I've turned it down every time because it doesn't line up with the mission. It just lines up money-wise. We got a mission here that's deeper than money. The world has been run off of money for so long now. We're done with that. Those are the old days. The old age is just money. Now we're here for the actual betterment of humanity. We're here for the actual betterment of the spirits of the people now. Walkhart with another badge. Thank you so much, Walkhart, for your generosity tonight. I appreciate you so much. That's what the Trillionaires Club is. You can be rich, you can be successful without being evil. We're breaking that. We are here to break paradigms. Yes, Walkhart is an absolute G. Thank you. Hey, what's your question? Hello? Hello? Hey, what's your question?
Bro, hold on 1 second, bro.
Hey, your audio went out. Yeah.
Yo, first off, I want to say you go for what you're doing for the community and for the science community. Keep going, keep pushing hard. You know what I'm saying? Keep going live because I'm watching your lives and I'm just making sure that number one, you always stay doing what you do. So everybody that's in this chat that gets your back is like looking at it. So big ups for that. We thank you for not only the black community, but the science community. But the second question I got is, how can I be more involved if I can't donate financially? How can I be more involved as far as pushing the schedule forward?
The second best way is to share it with as many people as you know. Because once you learn something, you don't unlearn it. And we want people to know that plastic comes from crude oil and we can turn it back into crude oil and that it is energy, right? So share it with your whole family, with your friends, send a page. We need to educate and let people know this is a real thing.
What if I created like a TikTok page, like which is actually all of your highlights and actually dedicated towards the education and pushing the culture forward? How can I make sure you know that it's moving and circulating with the right information so that more people can know? I'm I'm a digital creator myself, and so what I do is I take people's information and I make it so whereas in which everybody can understand it.
So my very first video on YouTube, literally the first one, it's about 15 minutes, and it breaks down the whole process in the most layman of terms. I've had kids watch that video and say, I understand it completely, right? But that's 15 minutes. You know what the age we live in, people's minds, whatever. So in terms of online social media, I have some interviews that I make clips out of and chop up. I can't recall which exact one to click on, but if you go through those, you will find some that basically just in that same interview just break it down quick, because I only have 30 seconds to say it anyway. So I just break it down very quickly with pictures or whatever in that 30 seconds. There was one interview, I was interviewing a young lady. She had glasses on. You can go on my page, you can find the interview, and I basically break down the process in a nutshell very quickly in that little 31-minute clip there. So I think you could send, I guess you say older people the 15-minute one, younger people the quick 1-minute one. But I will also say this: if you really want to get people's attention, my most viewed videos are the videos where I'm just holding up a thing of gasoline and I'm like, I made this from plastic. Those are the videos that have like tens of millions of views. I don't explain the process, but that's great to get people's attention and be like, well, what? And then you send them the next stuff and they're like, okay, now because you got to hook them in first.
So I'm gonna go ahead and look at that. I'm gonna send you some clips sometime next week, because I work with a lot of different social influencers, and I'm just gonna send you some clips to see if you approve the information and you approve that it's cool, and then we can go ahead and just start pushing it more and more and more out, because I feel like more people need to know this. You as being a young black man, it's Black History Month, and you breaking barriers. So I feel like people need to understand that, need to respect that, and we need to go ahead and push this envelope forward even faster. I'm here in the city of Atlanta, where there's a lot of people who have so much funds and they can just put funding behind people and they can just turn them up. And I feel like you're one of those individuals that if you just had just extra funding behind you, you would just turn up like crazily.
Right.
And in order for that to happen, you know what I'm saying? We just gotta just keep building. So number one, I just thank you for letting me on the live and trying to get on the live forever. Today I tuned in to when you was welding. You did your thing, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Always praying for your safety, always praying for your health, man. Mad love.
Hey, mad love to you. And I'm not far from Atlanta either. I'm in Georgia. For sure. Hey, and when it comes to whatever you send me, please just email it to me, because I'll see it then. Or somebody on my team at least will see it. If you DM me, I may not see it. It's 50-50 with that. So I appreciate you, man. All right. NatureJab. Oh, crap. I ended the whole live stream. Oops. I did that earlier today, too, on the TikTok. Well, it's about 8:30 anyway, so... I meant to continue to talk for a little bit there before I ended the live stream, but it's all good. It's all good. Does anybody on the TikTok want to come in and ask questions? How's the microwave radiation? Jonathan asks on YouTube. What's up, Asa or Aza Spades on YouTube? Glad to see you thriving, Ryan Levi. What's up, Ryan Levi on YouTube? You said, watch out for the snakes, be cautious. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's been a few. It's been a good few. Miner said, you made plastic gas. Yes. Miner on, Miner Merriweather on Facebook. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We'll be going live again tomorrow, continuing to weld Mark 4.5 and starting to really get the construction going places now. It's over 100 inches long, going very well. So I'd like to thank everybody that has been donating tonight on the TikTok, and anybody that donated and I missed it, thank you very much. You guys on Twitch, I'm so sorry, guys on Twitch. I've literally been ignoring the Twitch chat. Ryan on Twitch, Levi Exodus. What's up, Ryan? He said, you've come a long way since college, comrade. Yes, my comrade, Ryan. It's good to see you again, brother. Pyrolysis social media. I guess, yeah, because we're going to turn social media into fuel. Yeah, we're going to turn social media into something actually good for us, right? Social media right now is the equivalent of ocean plastics. We're about to turn that into fuel. Hey, what's up, Richie Cug? Good to see you again, man. Love you, Jab. Hey, I love you too. I love you back, Visigo. Love you back. Pause. 100 Drake inches. Nah, Drake would be jealous. He got nothing on this. He got nothing on Mark 4.5. All right. Oh yeah, Ryan or Levi Exodus in the Twitch chat. Him and I went to the same welding school. So he literally saw me building my first prototypes there. I don't know if he's even here anymore. Or if he left, but yeah. Anyways, guys, take care. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll be back tomorrow. How do I say your name? Visigo.